Hi, I'm Hayley and this is Susan and welcome to Cancer Research Demystified. Today we have an interview!
So today we're going to introduce you to Daryl. So I guess when you're watching the news or even some of our videos, the type of cancer research individuals that you come across are usually either doctors in the hospital or scientists in the lab, like us. But actually there's quite a lot of other professions involved in cancer research too.
A lot of people.
Yeah, and some of the people that as a patient you might be more likely to come into contact with are actually those other professions, and Daryl's a great example of that. So to begin with,
he does all the
other jobs.
All of the above.
Not quite, I'm guessing. So could you narrow it down for us? So what is your actual job title and what does that mean?
Sure. So my job title is Clinical Trials Coordinator or Clinical Trials Manager, and I look after and I'm responsible for the research studies from a project management perspective. So I'll make sure that there's sufficient oversight of the research studies, that they're conducted ethically, and that there's the research is running to time and to budget, and also to weed out and sort any of the problems that might crop up during the time of the research project.
Yeah, and clinical research, it's a lot of people, there's a lot going on, especially like multiple hospitals, right? Like it needs coordination, like it's an unwieldy beast even being part of it, you know, and things come up unexpectedly all the time, right?
Great, so I guess that means since you're not kind of a doctor or a scientist, the question I would probably ask next if I didn't know you, which I did, was what's your actual background and what jobs did you do before to get into this? What did you do in university? How does one become a clinical trials coordinator?
Oh, okay, that's a very good question. How does one become a clinical trials coordinator? I can't say that I was a kid and thought, when I grow up, I'm going to be a clinical trial manager, clinical trials coordinator. However,
well, that's how it's fastest.
However, so how did I get here? So I studied biomedical sciences at university from undergraduate.
Where, Daryl?
Well, I studied at University of Manchester.
I'm not in the club.
It is a good school.
Yeah, shout out from both of us to, if it's still there, people at the Grovel.
At the Grovel, always representing the Grovel. Spent many days in the Stopford building. If you're at University of Manchester, if you know Manchester, you probably
Anyway.
Sorry, we're just going back to the school days. Anyway, so I did biomedical sciences. I studied physiology. And so I do have a bit of a laboratory background, so I was in the laboratory doing all the different experiments and learning about the human body and health and disease. But once I graduated, I was looking for different jobs, and preferably in the laboratory. But I found out probably the laboratory wasn't quite right for me. And so I went into more administrative sides, doing something completely different at first. Having done that job for about 3 years, I then decided I wanted to try and build a career in clinical trials management, clinical trials coordination, and I did a postgraduate degree in clinical trials research, learning a bit more.
Oh wow! So
about,
you can
learning.
Taught, okay, a proper qualification.
You can get a qualification. It's learning a bit more about the design and conduct and what goes into a research study that of all sizes. Sometimes it can be quite large, and the research study is not just carrying on in many different hospitals across the country, but also in different countries and in different continents as well. Yeah. So they can go from just a few handful of people, hundreds of people, to thousands of people sometimes in the research study. So that was really interesting to learn, and so all of those skills I brought together, and I managed to land this role where I have a number of research studies on the portfolio that I look after and manage and maintain. It's been a bit of a convoluted journey.
What's your favourite?
What's my favourite?
Favourite study?
My favourite research study.
No, you can't ask him that. Then he has to have not favourite study.
They're all my favourites for different reasons.
Right, so we're at Daryl's desk for some very important questions. So what are your favourite and least favourite parts of the job?
Oh, very good question. I would say the most favourite part of my job is probably getting to work with people from all sorts of different backgrounds and disciplines, and just meeting new people and communicating with people and forming those work relationships.
He's very good at remembering names. Very good.
So much better than we are. What about the least favourite then?
Oh, the least favourite parts of it. I suppose the least favourite part of my job is some of the more mundane things, like having to write notes and minutes of meetings that I've been a part of. So I think I could do less of that and more speaking to people and fostering collaboration. Then that's what I prefer to do.
So I guess from what we're gathering, a lot of your job is kind of wrangling people of different professions and kind of organising everybody. But I'm pretty sure you do actually interact with patients themselves as well, right? So what's that side of the job?
Usually from the side of patients that are looking for or have come across an advert for a particular clinical trial or research, and they have a contact number or contact name or email address, and that's me. And they'll come to me and they say, we're interested in this research study, and I might find out where their local centre is and direct them to there, or give them a bit more information about the studies.
So if a patient was looking for trials, where would they go? And it's not always if you want to take part you can, because there are criteria rather than not, because they're very tightly controlled, these trials.
That's correct.
But you can discuss that with...
Yeah, I'd hear you saying that on the phone to people, right? Like the criteria that they would need to be a part of.
Exactly. That's one of the things I have to be keep aware of as well, in terms be aware of the different eligibility criteria for the research project, for the research study, and it's something I have to remind those who we're collaborating with, in terms of making sure that they are adhering to the protocol,
not just hitting recruitment targets.
Just hitting recruitment targets, making sure that the right kinds of patients are being recruited into the study, because it's very important to make sure that the test is done in a fair way.
That's his scientific background. So.
Yeah, because he knows if you get the wrong type of patients, your analysis isn't going to be as accurate.
That's correct.
We won't get the right answer.
Yeah, and then if those patients didn't fit the recruitment criteria, it doesn't mean they would be left out. The next round of the trial, often they start very specific and then they broaden out and out and out.
I guess other than that, thank you very much for coming on. It's been great.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
That was relatively painless, thank you.
So a blood sample will be the next step.
As long as I get to sign a consent
Simple. That's a really geeky intro.
Okay. Thanks very much for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you enjoyed the video and you want to see some more. And other than that, we'll see you next time.